and welcome to another episode of Giving Us Something to Talk About. I am your host, T. Jane, and today I have such an interesting young woman with me. Her name is Cassandra Ward. Welcome, Cassandra.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I am so excited too. I have always admired you, and you just transcend from year to year. And so I was watching your social media, and I saw after you had moved to where you live now,
Mhm.
that you were working in film with the makeup industry. And so we are going to talk about that. I am just so excited about it and the other things that are going on in your wonderful life. So let's just go ahead and get into it, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So your journey into beauty started during a layoff from your engineering role at Wayne State University. Looking back now, do you feel that season was preparation for purpose?
Absolutely. Number one, I was a woman of color. Number one,
Mm.
woman, and then of
Mm-hmm.
color in a
Mm-hmm.
predominantly Caucasian male field.
Yes.
And my position at, that university, I had my supervisor, my immediate person, that my boss pretty much. He really gave me a hard time, and sometimes I think about that and those things that I went through. It was a season where, I feel God was building tough skin in me, because the
Mm.
things, when you're a believer and you always around, like-minded people, how the word
Yes.
tells us, don't forsake your fellowship. Everybody's in love. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's just
Yes.
glorious space, because we are all like-minded, and like-minded meaning, we're not backstabbers and so on and so forth. We know
Mm-hmm.
we have all levels, that
Correct.
come to church. That's why it's
Mm-hmm.
church. It's a
Right.
hospital, it's a school to teach us better.
That's good.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that just some of the things that he did, I was crying. I was having panic attacks. And I was
Mm.
very young. I'm like, my chest hurts. And that's when I went to the doctor, and that's what, it ended up leading back to that. So I remember this. At
Mm-hmm.
that time, I was going to Perfecting Church, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember Pastor Weiner was like, sometimes you got to plead the blood of Jesus over the devil. So, like, this man was just going at me one day, and I stopped him. I said, I plead the blood of Jesus over you. And he just blinked. And before I knew it, I didn't know, like, it just came out. And from
Mm-hmm.
that day on, it started to get better. It was lighter.
Mm. Mm.
But it was still there, but it was lighter. You know what I mean? And so it works. The blood still works.
It
Hallelujah.
sure
So,
does. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
so
Matter of
yeah,
fact,
and
I'm gonna
so
use
I
that at
I
work.
had allies in every area of that department, from the
Mm-hmm.
secretary to the co-workers, even my union rep at that time. So I
Wow.
had a lot of allies. So, God is good. And then that's when I discovered I was pregnant with child number 3.
Oh my god, you was
Yeah.
pregnant. Oh my gosh. That probably
Yeah.
contributed to some of the issue
No,
with
it didn't.
anxiety. No, okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that was just totally him. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Because, I had allies, and they saw, and they were testifying on my behalf, because I had grievance. I had all the things. EEOC, everybody was involved. So it
Hmm.
wasn't the pregnancy at all.
Okay, got it. Wow, it was a big deal then. That was a lot of stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It
But you
was.
made it through.
I made it through. I made it through.
Sometimes the
And I'm
way
so glad.
through is the way through is out, or how does it go? The way out is through. That's
That's
it.
it. He said,
Mhm.
though I walk through the
That's
valley of the
right.
shadow of death, gotta go through it. And
That's
you'd be
it.
like, why? Why? And God be saying, why not? Why not you?
Why not you? That's
And you
right.
find out in the
You sure
future.
do. You sure do find out. But it
Yeah.
makes you stronger and you grow. You can go on to the next. So you originally enrolled in a manicuring program but discovered a passion for makeup artistry along the way. What was it about makeup that immediately connected you?
It was actually a high school friend of mine. She was always just into makeup, just always a pretty girl, and she was like, we should do makeup. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go play. And she actually did my makeup for my wedding. It's so
Hmm.
funny. I went to the fashion fair counter, because that was what we had back then. And I was
Yes.
still looking ashy. Probably shouldn't have mentioned the brand. However, they had to get it together. Okay.
Lord
I'm
help.
like, I'm still, but now I know I have, like, I'm a neutral. So I understand now why then it just wasn't working, and the brands just didn't have it. That it just
Mhm.
and so once I got my makeup done for my wedding, I was like, "Oh, I just don't like this," and we just could not find anything, I guess, that was pleasing to my eye when I looked at myself. And it wasn't the fact that I had smooth skin, it was the fact I'm not this color. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mhm.
So after that, that was when I went through Focus Hope. They had a fast track program, machining, like a skilled trade program. And I
Mhm.
met my friend then, and she's still my friend now, 30 something years later.
Beautiful.
She's a gem. She was like, "No, you should just go do nails, cause I'm gonna do nails." And again, her, okay. So I ended up, progressing through that program and getting in the engineering program. So that's how that started,
Mhm.
pre Wayne State or whatever. But and then I was like, well, they get ready to lay me off. I might as well go to school.
Mm.
So I was like, to have something, to supplement.
Yes, far back. Mhm.
And I honestly, and I know if I call him in here now, my husband didn't want me to be around all that stress because when
Mhm.
things are going on at your work, you're pillow talking and you dumping on him. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
my husband
Yes.
is a very mild mannered gentleman.
Mine
And
too.
always has been.
Mhm.
He's a
Mhm.
gentle giant because I be coming home giving it to him. Okay, so I knew he didn't want that wife. Because and we always purpose to have our home a place of peace,
Yes.
our safe space. Okay, we can come home, we can talk about it, but if it's something that's every day and it's carrying on the months and the years, then you're not supposed to be in that space
That's right.
because it's disrupting home life. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Mhm.
I knew I don't think he, silently wanted me to stay. So he was like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
go to school and do nails." I'm like,
He was
okay.
all for it.
And then I went back to work and so I finished the manicuring program, went back to I actually did nails for a little bit and then they called me back to work. So I had like a
Mhm.
12-month layoff. And that
Mm.
was like a condition to get unemployment, like they would pay for your schooling and stuff like that because I
Okay.
was a union worker. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. So in 2002, you and your husband made the decision to pursue entrepreneurship full time. What fears did you have stepping away from stability and what gave you the courage to move forward? Now, was this after you got to Wayne State? Went back?
Yes. So I went back and I
Mhm.
stayed probably another year before I realized I was pregnant again. So
Mm.
and that's when because I was one of the ones that knew how to at that point, we were going from manual lathes and grinders to computer
Mm.
generated mills and grinders. Like
Mhm.
so the program at Focus Hope helped me get to
Mm.
that. So now I'm this black woman, I'm this young girl, I'm black.
Mhm.
I know how to
Mhm.
program the computer to make the parts because the job at Wayne State we were designing whatever pieces they needed to assist them in research. So
Mm.
whether it was a machine that'd go down to the ocean and collect samples, whatever it was, that's what we were
Wow.
doing,
Oh,
from
wow.
blueprint to reality. So,
Oh, so you smart.
it's that. And then I have this older gentleman, very, very older,
Mhm.
and here it
Mhm.
is. It's the new thing coming in, like what's going on. And she a girl, and
And
all
she
the
like,
all of that.
uh-huh,
And I
uh-huh.
can remember one of my coworkers was like, "You're always studying," because I was always in number one, my Bible, because I had to deal with what
Mhm.
I was dealing with, and number
Yes.
two, just continuing to learn the craft. So
So that
after,
supervisor was still there, that manager, when you went
yeah,
back?
because
Oh,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Okay.
But my coworkers, they were really allies for me. They made it easier. And then once I discovered I was pregnant again, Mr. Ward was like, "Okay, time to come home," because basically I'll be working to pay daycare at that time.
Oh, yes. Oh my
So
gosh.
um I was a stay-at-home mom for a while, because I had the two
Mhm.
boys. And
Mhm.
then I was like, "Oh, well, I did go to school to do nails. Let me just hop in the salon for the weekend or something, just to get me out the house." So
Mhm.
that's how we did that.
Wow. Okay. So opening a full service salon in 2004 was a major milestone. Now you had the salon, not just nails. One side was nails, one side was hair.
Correct.
How it went? Okay. So what did this season teach you about leadership, sacrifice, and resilience?
The leadership taught me I always go back to everything that I had been through.
Mhm.
So from, the schooling to, the position at Wayne State, and then working in various salons before I decided to open my own, and
Mhm.
just learning from, okay, let me take this from them. I never wanted a salon number one, never.
Mhm.
Like,
How
that's
come?
probably what took me so long to open, because I was like, no, it's managing the personalities and also managing myself while I manage the personalities. You know
What
what I
you did
mean?
well to me. You were
Thank
so
you,
mild-mannered. Just
thank you,
just
thank you.
but a
Trust
leader, I
me.
could tell you were leading. Go ahead. I
Th-
ain't mean to interrupt.
no, no, you're good. Thank you.
Mhm.
I appreciate that, because I've had some
Mhm.
moments, and people put me aside like, nope, you acting out of character. I was like, okay, but I'm mad. Like, I could get mad too. Jesus flipped over the table, so I'm about to flip.
That's the one we use all the time, ain't it?
I
Yeah.
mean, he was,
It's the
he
truth.
held he
He
stood 10
did.
toes down too. Like,
He
this what we
did.
not gonna do,
That's right.
So, but I truly believe it was a gift from God. And I remember meeting a icon. He was a producer at Motown,
Mhm.
and he owned First Independence Bank, which is one of the
Mm.
first black banks there. And I
Mhm.
remember his beautiful wife Kiko had, invited me to her home. And they were getting ready to celebrate his birthday. It was a
Mhm.
75th birthday party. And I just walked in, setting up, and I don't even think I was really speaking. He just looked at me. He said, "You're an entrepreneur, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, how you know?" He was like, "Some things you're just born into."
Mm.
And some things, people try to get taught, but they can't. And just
Mm.
those few words, I was just like, wow, like, I
Wow.
guess that's what I'm called to do. So
Yes.
I mean, just that short time, with him, and just but that's God. He always having people speak,
Yes, he does.
words of encouragement to you, to
Yes.
let you know you're on the right path.
How
So,
long was the salon open? I'm sorry, go ahead. Mhm.
no, just learning everything I went through was a lesson to get me to where I needed to be when I opened up Pink and White Salon.
Mhm. Wow.
So Pink
Pink
and
and
White was
white.
open. Yes, Pink and White. You remember the
Yes.
the manicures, the nail? I was like,
Yes.
we're gonna call it Pink
Yes.
and White.
It was great.
And I mean, we were great at Pink and Whites too.
Mhm. Uh-huh. Y'all were for real.
And we did it quick. Well, I mean, we made so much money. I was just sharing with my colleagues here. I'm like, oh, I can tell you how to start a business and, get some money generating, like.
Mhm.
But it was open 2004, and I retired the end of 2021. Yeah,
Girl.
quite a because I was at a storefront, and then I purchased a building, and that took me, and I was like, okay, I'm over it. And then, especially after the pandemic,
Yes.
that was probably one of the toughest time to manage people,
Mhm.
because everybody's level of comfort was different.
Yes.
And I had to cater to each one of those levels, you
Wow.
know. So, that
How
was
did
that
you
was
do that? How did you walk through that?
um
'Cause were you open right after a pandemic was kinda dying down?
yes, we opened
Mhm.
back up. I had my staff get trained in, more sanitation methods and
Mm.
all the PPI, everything that we had to learn.
Yes.
Um, coming up with a system, kind of sitting down and just really talking to each of them, like, okay, how you feeling? What's up? I mean, they hadn't worked in 3 months.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I didn't hold them accountable for any money, doing it, because I heard some people were. Like, how can you I mean, I get it, but I don't. Like,
Yeah.
everybody dying in the streets. Like,
That's
nobody
right.
got time to be talking about you owe me
Mhm.
booth rent. No, you don't.
Oh my
So
god.
I started there, and I said, okay, who's ready to come to work? Who's not? If you
Mhm.
are, how do you feel? Where you at? What level are you? What are we doing? Are you coming back full time? Are you coming back one day, 2 day? Like, at that point, they should have been, conversating with their clients. So
Mhm.
I had a young woman. She, found like the forms, the sign off form, the legal forms. Like, you had to have people sign off if they get it,
Yeah.
make sure you're not sick. The
Mhm.
thermometer, the hand sanitizer, the gloves, the
Yes.
this, the that. Let's not have too many people. So that's what I did. I just kind of scheduled, and then some people were still so fearful. And I just really had to talk to them like, okay, it's okay that you're frightened, that that's your level, but it's not okay to protrude it on somebody who's not as fearful as you are. So let's
Mhm.
sit down and make a decision. Are we moving on? Are you staying? what can we do to make this better? Because at that point, I had to open up the salon for 7 days. So yeah, okay, if you're comfortable being in here by yourself, okay, you just have to come up with these plans.
Yeah.
So I tried my best to accommodate that. And it ended up costing me clientele because then I mean I couldn't work because I'd rather
Right.
them work than myself.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I mean, people that need to move on, okay, no problem. Because I don't
Mhm.
have time for your stress, they client, all of the I'm choosing
Doing
these
too
battles
much.
right now. You know.
Wow. You made
Yeah.
it through that. So what was it when did you decide to sell it?
I
You
didn't
sold the
sell it.
building?
No, I still own my building. I actually just got a tenant in there. So this will be my second tenant.
What?
Yeah.
Girl,
Yes. Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love entrepreneurs. I tried to be one. I have it in my blood.
It's there. We're sitting here now, entrepreneur.
Yes, okay. Yes. But, I just love when people excel and know when to do this and do that and make a move. I love it. So your
Thank
work
you.
now spans print, editorial, e-commerce, television, and film. Which area challenges you creatively the most, and which one feels most natural to you?
Which one challenges me the most? I would say TV and film, they're not really challenges, but they are because I go to work every day nervous. Like currently, I'm working on a period piece, and it's
Mhm.
based in 1880.
Oh,
And
God.
I'm a day player, so what I do is I cover all the background actors. So the people that you see in the scene, like they're really paid to be there. They're not just, oh, we just
You know what
showing
I'm
up and we
on.
on TV.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Plus, it's based in 1880, so that means
Yes.
they need to look the part. The department
Wow.
head is phenomenal. She's such an amazing thought provoker makeup artist. So,
Mhm.
and that comes with studying, like,
Mm.
because you have to go back to 1880. What did they use? What did they have? How much access did they
Flower?
have to the makeup? And you
What
heard me
was
talk
it?
about the skin challenges when I got married.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
just think back then they were looking powdery, just all the
Yes.
elements that go into the look. And then based on what they did, not all of them had makeup. Like if you're a maid, you don't have money for makeup. You know what I mean? So not so much a challenge, but it's a good challenge. I'll say that because
But
it's
okay, going back to your point about if it's a maid, she don't have makeup, but by you being a makeup person,
mhm,
artist, you have to make them up for the
correct,
film. Okay.
correct, correct.
And it's
So
is it
that information comes down from the department head and the creators, the money
mm,
people. So
mhm.
she does the research and then I just implement.
Wow.
What she says, and just making sure I use a light hand because going from an Instagram bridal, artist, the makeup is definitely different. There's a different hand that you have to apply with. Then, if I'm doing an Instagram beat, I mean, an Instagram beat, we can go down through the years from the block brows, the halo brows, the highlight, I call it the bearded look because sometimes they go too dark with that contour. Like, you look like you got
Yes.
a beard, but okay. So I've always been a soft beauty girl.
I gotta
Always.
know how did you get to this realm of beauty with the industry you're in now? How did you come from where you were in here, Detroit area, to this
Mhm.
right here now?
Ooh, okay, so let me see. So when I started doing nails, I wanted to do makeup, and
Mhm.
how my love rekindled for it, there was this hair magazine called
Mm.
Extreme, and the
Mhm.
woman used to come from Texas to go to different areas and you know get the
Shoot,
footage.
your
Yeah,
footage, uh-huh.
yes. So I offered the salon to her, because she would look at salons to host the photo shoot. I offered
Mhm.
the salon to her. At that point, I was still just doing nails. I was happy with being a little nail tech.
Uh,
So, I did it because then it helped my stylist get in there at discounted rates. You know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah. So I was like, no, we're going to host this because, I want you guys to be able to have this opportunity, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So from there, I met a makeup artist. Her name, Linda Dupree, phenomenal woman. And she was like, "Oh, can you do something to my nails or something like at the end of the shoot?" I was like, "Sure, let me." do it or whatever because she was from Atlanta. So I
Mhm.
think I may have painted her nails or something simple. And we got to talking, and she was like, "Yeah, I used to do nails." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she said, "Yeah, I used to do hair too." I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, why did you stop and, get into makeup?" She said, "Because it's easier to please the client." She said, "When they sit down looking one way and they get up, they feel makeup
Yes.
is it just does something different. Yes, the hair is an
Mhm.
element. Yes, the nails is an element." But she just said she felt so satisfied. It's like it just gave her joy. And that
Mm.
and that woke me up. There it go. There, I was like, I just felt like, I always been like that giver type and to just, boost somebody's confidence. And
Mhm.
I was like, well, I
Mhm.
guess I'm gonna be doing nails and makeup when that lady left. You know what I mean? So I think I forget who I called. I was like, guess what? I'm about to be a makeup artist. I called somebody. I probably was my
Really?
husband. I know he was like, what? Here we go.
Oh
So
my gosh, thank
at
God for
that time,
him.
I was like, I'm about to go take lessons. And then, at that time we had the reality TV shows with the housewives.
Mhm.
And the one in particular was the one in Atlanta. I'm like, these are black women. Their makeup is
Yes.
beautiful. Like, what is that they're wearing? What is that? What is
Mhm.
that?
Mhm.
And that's when I started like getting into it. And then I reached out to Talia Ashford. She's a big makeup artist in Detroit. And I call her my makeup mom. And she
Mhm.
pretty much the one that kind of got me started. I've always just learned makeup from experts. I
Wow.
wasn't a self-taught makeup artist.
Mhm.
So I've studied under Talia. George McKinney is another one.
Mhm.
Val Garland, she's a big, huge runway makeup artist, like a Pat McGrath, but the
Mhm.
Caucasian. So,
Mhm.
so
Oh,
I
wow.
did a 4-month program with her. So
Mhm.
everything was always a lesson because I wanted the theory, behind
Mm.
it. Danessa Meyericks, I took classes with her. So just a lot, and just listening to them. And then I think the combination of it was when I met Crystal Wright, and it took me from doing what I was doing to I'm like, okay, I want to do it outside the salon because I did fashion shows and I did bridal. Now I need to plan my exit from behind this
Mm.
chair, from not so much all the way out of the building, but there's something else. I knew it was something
Mhm.
else. So
Mhm.
that's when I went and took her program. It was like a 4-day retreat, and she pretty much teach hair and makeup artists how to get unstuck. Like, okay, you want to come from behind a chair, let me teach you how to build a portfolio, build your brand so that producers can have a look,
Mhm.
producers and agents. So
Mm.
from there, I came back. It took me 2 years to build a book. And at that point I went to Chicago to seek out representation from an agency.
Mhm.
First interview I had, I got represented. I got signed to an agency. So I was like, wow,
Hey.
just, it takes work. Like everybody see the glory, but nobody sees the grind, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So doing test shoots and, just
I
constantly building the
love it.
book.
Oh my God, I love this so much. Keep going.
Okay. Um, and then one day and so not so much transitioning out of the salon, but opening another door open. I'll say God opened another door. I
Mhm.
got a phone call. It was from Shinola, and they was like, "Hey, they need an artist for a shoot or whatever." I was like, "Okay, great. I know Shinola." Was my husband. I think they had just launched like their
Mhm.
watches and stuff. I was like,
Mhm.
"Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm available. Clear my book." Like I'm not available. So, and then I went and to Dow, I was in production with commercials and econ. And, they really welcomed me with open arms. And I did a lot of campaign work. One year they actually featured me as a mother for Mother's Day for their Mother Day campaign.
For real?
Yep. So I'm in the magazine like so I keep telling my kids, I was like, yo, mom famous, but I'm
She
also not.
famous. You are famous though.
I was just looking at that book because I do have the book. I was like, oh wow, like just the relationship. So from there, you constantly meet people, and it's the whole saying is I want God to drop my name in rooms that I
Mm.
don't have access to, and you know
Mm.
how the Bible tells us the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord.
That's right.
And from there, I just kept meeting people, and just doors just kept opening. just that's it. I met a producer there. I met him on the Shinola campaign right
Mhm.
during the pandemic, pretty much because we opened.
Mhm.
I got right back into what I needed once they said you can work, and
Yes.
from there I started doing the commercials for Wood Original. A lot of their work, and he offered me my first film,
Wow.
and I say, "Dude, what? What you want me to do?" So I was like, "Yes, I can do it." Didn't know what I was doing,
That's
so.
okay. You
I
got
was like,
this.
"I'm sure I can call somebody. I can do it."
Mhm.
So, but because I told him, and I just love the people God put me with because they allow Cassandra to be Cassandra.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty. I say I run the salon, so I'm thinking I can run the department. So I'm talking to him just like I'm talking to you. He was like,
Yes.
"Cassandra, you can do this," and I was like, "Okay, I'm doing."
You say I can do it, we can do it. And you did
So
it.
my I did. My first movie was Stealing Jokes, although the first time we were up and running, it got shut down because, the COVID was running through.
Got it. Okay.
So you can't film if you don't have
People.
the people to work. So I think I did that for 2 weeks, and I was pretty kind of like settling into it. I was like, okay, I think I can do it. So once that got shut down, I'm like, well, what I'm gonna do? Then I got another movie we filmed in
Mhm.
Grand Rapids, Michigan called Block Party.
Mm.
So it was all the greats. It was John Amos, Margaret Avery, Suge Avery from Color Purple,
Yes.
Lunell the comedian, Golden Brooks from Girlfriends.
Uh-huh. I
Mo-
remember that
Mo-
movie. Uh-huh.
yeah, like
Oh.
I'm like, wow, God just kept dumping it. And that department head came from LA, and she pretty much trained me from where I was to where I am now.
Mhm. Wow.
So I was like, "Oh, okay, so I can do this." Is similar to running a salon, but you get also need to know how to tell a story. And that's why I tell some of the makeup artists that may reach out to me and want to come through the path. I'm like, you gotta know how to tell a story. So it's just like if I'm doing e-com or anything, I am telling a story about the bags or the clothing. I'm not telling a story for Cassandra, meaning I'm trying to do a full beat. No,
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
selling clothes, handbags, whatever it is we're selling. We're not selling a makeup look. We are
Mm.
we're selling a lifestyle. And when you
Wow.
think about the women that purchase these things, you building a story. So it transfers from TV and film over into I'm sorry, from commercial. It just all works together. You know what I mean?
Wow. You have to tell the story.
Yeah, you're telling a story. Yeah.
Wow. I just never who knew all this? Nobody. I'm glad you on here so you tell me. Oh my gosh, because these people in beauty, they may wanna excel,
Yes.
and you giving us the 411. That's
Yeah. I'm giving you a
incredible.
little nugget. I ain't gonna give you all my
No,
secrets,
we
but
can't. Yeah, just a little bit.
no, that's
But
a
just
big part
for
of it, though.
yeah.
Very big part. Yeah.
So how have you seen the beauty industry evolve in terms of diversity and representation since you first started?
Mm, it has its moments, to be honest. Because there are still gatekeepers, you
Mm.
know, and there's gatekeepers that look like me and you,
Mhm. Yes, ma'am.
and it's okay.
Mhm.
What's not okay is if I keep myself in a toxic environment. You know what I mean? Like I'm no good for anybody if I like, okay, that's great. Uh-huh, okay, uh-huh. I'm gonna stand there, I'm gonna learn the lesson, whatever God has for me to learn. And I'm also going to learn the lesson of makeup or whatever it is that may help
Mhm.
me be a different leader or a
Mm.
better leader. I don't want to say that they not good leaders because they are. They there for a reason. You
Right.
you know what I mean? Just like the other salons that I work for, like they're here for a reason. Now I have to say, okay, well, how can I put Cassandra in this, and what can we do? You, you
Mm.
know,
That's good.
so representation is there. I've learned since I've been here in New York City that it's still who knows you. Yes,
Mm.
it's who you know, but it's more who knows you. Um,
Mm.
and your what they tell you, your talent won't take you where your character can't sustain you.
Mm.
And
That's good.
that's it. That's biblical right there,
It
because
is.
I
It
could be a
is.
great talent and my attitude, my character sucks, or I can have a great character to get me in the rooms, and I could be mediocre with the talent. I'm still
Mhm.
learning. Like I never stop learning, never, to get better. But telling a story in TV and film, it the representation is there, but I will say, people are so good with blaming the man. Like, no, because those people put me in rooms. Like everybody that I just mentioned didn't look like me,
Mm.
so they're looking out for you, but you got
Mhm.
to be looking out for yourself.
That's good. And
Yeah,
not be afraid to take to step into the door when it opens, right?
that's right. And be prepared for when the opportunity come knocking.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's a pet peeve of mine. Like, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. Then when I call you, everything, well, I can't. Well, I can't. Don't call me no more.
Mm.
You're not ready. Like you really got to be ready. Like you should be forward thinking.
Yes.
Like if I get a call, what I'm going to do about my job? What can I do about this? Whatever obligations you got, you either ready or you're not, because
Mhm.
it'll come and it could not come for another 6 months. So
Mm.
if another 6 months you still got these things, then are you really ready?
Right. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So was there a moment in your career where you doubted yourself or considered quitting? What helped you keep going?
Absolutely,
Make
every
you keep
day. Last
Okay.
night, as a matter of fact.
I'm like, "She what? What?" I don't know nothing about this. What she talking about?
Listen,
Girl.
my call time was 9:30 p.m. And my husband, because my husband, when I tell him, he said, "What's your call time?" Even my mom, I love it because she be like, "What's your call time?" Like, so and he be like, "So is that AM or PM?" "Sir, it's PM." And he said, "What time you gonna get done?" "When they done filming." There is no time to clock out. Is
There's no
you
set
there?
time.
Yeah, yeah. So sometime, and it was a little chilly. It was a little chilly outside.
Uh-huh.
But I always tell the people, I say, I'm from Michigan, so this is chilly. This is not cold. I mean, because they
Yes.
be like, I'm like, just throw
They
another
freezing
layer
to death.
on.
I'm like, "Go
But
somewhere."
being outside all night and you got horses and carriages and you all the things, all the elements.
God almighty. What?
So I drunk a Red Bull about 2 o'clock. That Red Bull stopped working. I'm like, I just drunk you.
Not stop
I
working.
just drunk you. So so I had to stand up, and start peeling off layers because I think I was just too comfortable. But yeah, you have those moments like, I don't know about this. But you
Oh,
get up the
no.
next day like, psych, I was just playing, I'm ready.
So, is that like that call time that you had, is it always that time or sometimes it's in the
No.
mornings? Okay.
No, it could be 3, 4. I've had a call that's 2:30 in the morning.
Girl, what?
Yes, yes. I just love it though. Like I just did this big film I'm so excited about. Um It's called Little Brothers, starring John Cena and Eric Andre. So I was Eric Andre's personal makeup artist. So I got a chance to do
Mm.
special effects, all the fun stuff. And
What?
Eric is just an absolute gem to work for and with.
Mhm,
But
mhm,
it was times where, and I had to go to Jersey. So it could be an hour. I may have been filming an hour away with no traffic.
mhm.
So if I got a call time at 3 o'clock in the morning, that means I'm outside at 2,
Oh,
driving to where I need to go. So yeah, the call times are all over the place and the hours as well.
and so you're not just always in the New York City, New York area. Are you going, like, to California, to other
I've
states?
I've had I have had an opportunity to work in California because when I finished Block Party, I did a Pure Michigan campaign, and then I
Mm,
met a wonderful woman, Katie, who introduced me to Golden. And it's funny how God had these pieces because it all led to Eric, like all the pieces. But
mm.
anyhow, she invited me to California to work on this show. I Think You Should Leave season 3, and it starred Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson. They did Detroiters in Detroit. So
What?
hilarious, yeah. So, and it's funny because when Michigan did have incentives, there were things going on there,
Mhm,
but the Detroiter show was just as hilarious as I Think You Should Leave. So I had an opportunity to work in LA, but fate landed me here in New York. So I am able to travel and work. It's just these little union conversations I gotta have. So,
mhm.
so
Speaking of
once I
which,
got here, it took me 2 years to get in the union.
and you're running for an office, correct?
I had a colleague put me up. He said, "I think you'll be great." So I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Here I go. And At my church, because
No
I'm still a
fear.
online member of my church there in Michigan, they had a
Mhm,
guys beauty, like a night ladies night out, and one of the
mhm.
ministers was like, "God told me you just always be saying yes to something, knowing you don't wanna do it." So I'm like, "That is me," you know?
Oh,
I didn't
God.
even know what it was. I was just like, "Okay," letting somebody talk me into something. So then I had forgot I was running for it, and then the union was like, "Oh, you need to say something to do a candidate statement." I'm like, "Well, I really don't want to do this, but let me at least see," you know.
Mm,
But
mhm.
I pray, and I know the people that listen to this, they go not be too happy. I was like, Lord, I do not, please, I repent. I didn't want to do this from the beginning, but I'm grateful that somebody sees something in me to
Yes,
put me up for it. So I
yes.
was I was happy. So it was trustee. So it's I guess they trust you. I really don't know because I never did read the qualifications.
What? Oh my gosh,
And people's like,
Cassandra.
I want you to win. I was like, okay.
I
Like,
wanna win.
okay.
That is hilarious. I'm like, "Oh, she run man, she trying to man, she trying to girl, what?" She was
But
not
it was
trying to
great because
do it.
I did when I went to work. It was like, I voted for you. I'm like, you know, thank you so much. But and I did get 53 votes. So
You did? Oh, that
out of
was
like
good.
300. Yeah. So I mean, I was like, oh, I'm kind of popular.
Yes. They like you.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's so funny to me. I'm like, "She running for" okay. No,
I
no,
even had colleagues in Michigan that are in the union, like, can we vote for you? I was like, oh, that just warms my little heart. So, but no, like it's this local.
right, it's local.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what legacy do you hope your work leaves, not just in beauty, but for the lives of women watching your journey?
Yeah, you can do it. Like, stop talking yourself out of it. Stop procrastinating.
Mm,
Like, make a plan. It don't have to be a 5-year plan. It could be a next week plan. Um,
mm,
and just do it. Just do. I was just recently with my best friend there in Michigan, and she was like, "Are you satisfied? Are you happy with where you are?" Because I used to tell her, I'm gonna be doing TV and film," not knowing New York was going to be a conversation. And I was like, you know what? I am content. Like, if God
mm.
doesn't send another opportunity, I am very happy. Like, the things that I've done, I'm full. I'm happy. Um, and we'll see. But I just say do it. Like, you gotta do it. Don't
Yes,
sit around talking about it, be about it.
that's
You know,
it.
that that's the hood, that's the west side. It just came out. So
I'm Southwest, we still
but
the
I
hood.
always tell people, like, just do it. If you want to move to another place, put a time frame on it. Put 6 months, put 12 months, put 18 months on it. Cause at least you can say I tried.
That's right.
It's a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda in the graveyard.
Man.
Just
Woo!
try it. Like, even if I'm not gonna buy this purse, or I'm not gonna go out, I'm not gonna get my hair done, or whatever it is that you need to do, just try it. Cause you
That's
never
right.
know what can open up. Just try it.
That's right. That's right. That's good.
Discouragement, it should be your fuel. Cause I've been discouraged
Mm.
a many day. A
Mhm.
many.
Mhm.
No, that's just keeps me more driven. Okay, well, we're just not compatible. It's okay. It's okay that we're
That's
not
it.
compatible. You know what I mean? But then sometimes, like, a lot of that circles back because it probably just wasn't time for me.
Mm.
But I still went through the prep work.
I love it. Do you
Yeah.
see yourself doing, like, works do you do workshops for beauty?
No, me and another friend. I got so many colleagues. Okay.
You
We were
do.
supposed to come to Detroit and open that market up because we really want
Mhm.
to see because Detroit, when I'm in New York, so I worked on this popular show called Raising Canaan.
Mhm.
And doing the dudes, they be
Ooh, what?
like, I I always represent the D. What up, Josh?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I have my shirts on, and and it'd be so like joyous. People's like, "Oh my God, you from Detroit?" I say, "Yeah, what up, though?" I'm like, I gotta do the thing.
Yes.
So they're like, "I love all the Tubi movies that come out of Detroit. Like, Detroit done put 2B on the map."
On the
Okay.
map. They did. They did.
So yes, like I forgot the question. I went off on
I
a
was asking
tangent.
you about workshops.
Okay, so yeah, that's what led us because it is a lot of independent work happening in
Mhm.
Michigan, and
Mhm.
she's in the LA market and I'm in the New York market, and
Mm.
I'm probably gonna get off this call now like, Mary, we gotta do it. So we got ebooks ready, we got everything ready, but it's just like as soon as we started to go hardcore planning, a project could come. But we really do need
Mhm.
to get more
Mhm.
diligent and just come and talk and teach and love on the people there. Yeah.
Yes, Imma definitely once y'all do that, I mean, I know you'll be putting it on social media that you're doing. I'm definitely gonna pass it on because you bomb.
Okay. Yeah,
So
thank you.
I wanna shift it a little bit to something a little more well, this is personal, but it's personal, personal.
Okay.
So one of the most powerful parts of your story is being reunited with your daughter you gave up for adoption.
Yeah.
Walk us through that a little bit.
Um, I was a teenager hanging out at college, doing the college things.
Mhm.
Actually, I think it was before, but I was on my way to college. And when I got to college, that's when I discovered, oh, you're pregnant. Like, okay, well, what are we gonna do?
Mhm.
And mentally, I knew I wasn't ready and I didn't want to be burdensome to my family. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And
Mhm.
not that I felt like it was going to be a hindrance to me, but I felt like it was going to be a hindrance to her.
Mm.
And I just wanted the best of everything for her. And I believe she's told me she still had this letter because I'm gonna have to ask her because I wrote a long letter. Like,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
just sat down like these are the decisions. Like, I'm 18, homegirl. I don't even know what I'm eating tomorrow, or I ain't even going to class because so, I need you to have this. And I know right now today, based on how I'm acting,
Mhm.
that's not going to be possible for you.
You was wise beyond your years at 18.
Apparently. Apparently,
Girl.
yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Um, so then I made the decision without counsel from anybody, not even my family. Like,
Mm.
they didn't know because it would have turned into the conversation. "Oh, we can make it happen." And I know we could have. I know, but is that fair to this child? This
Mm.
person, you know what I mean? This person deserves a chance in life. I didn't get rid of it because
Thank
that
God.
person is great. She's phenomenal.
Mhm.
So I made that decision more for her than for me.
Mm.
And just for, and at that time, that was it. I was thinking more about her.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you when you put her up for adoption, you left it open for her to find you? Did you
Yeah,
leave
it
it
was open. I did leave
Mhm.
a request of open adoption so that I could be in communication, like so I could see the pictures growing up. But for whatever reason, that didn't happen.
Mm.
So, I was bothered by it for a minute. And then I was like, okay, well, let's put that to bed until it needs to be waking up, you know, because I never got any communication from the state or anything,
Mm.
because I was in Tennessee. So it all went down in Tennessee.
Okay. So how did you all come to? What was the process to get how you got reunited?
She actually reached out to me. I remember her telling me her side, because I want to say her parents told her when she was 14, maybe.
Mhm.
And I think she was like, I went through a little rebellious point. Like, I want to find my mom, everything you see on TV is true.
Yes.
So, like those stories really like jerk me be really, really bad. But now that we
Mhm.
reunited, it's relieving, because and then you find other people that have the same journey as you. So she was, looking and considering and looking and considering. Then she was a smart woman, just like her mom. She
Yes.
took, I don't know, she knew my name. I think she went to Google it. This is when social media and all the things
It's coming up.
became, but I had gotten married. So I
How old was
want to
she?
say she is
How old was she then when she contacted you?
24
Okay.
because she did her undergrad at TSU and she did her master's at TSU. So the
Wow.
first initial contact was 20 when she was 24 because I remember I was on a photo shoot. I was doing a photo shoot and I got this email like, "Hey, I am looking for my friend's mom and you fit the profile." Like it was just this long story. And I was like, wow, today, Lord. Like, really, I'm
Mm.
kinda busy right now, but it's today. So, because, it's like you think about, "Okay, what's gonna happen?" And I'm like, I'm into this thing, I can't take myself out of what I was doing. So I immediately excused myself and just went to the bathroom, and started crying. I was like,
Mhm.
it was a joyous cry.
Mm.
Like, "It's
Mm.
happening, it's happening." And
Mm.
so I had a bag sitting there. I was like, "I'm gonna go outside," so I replied to the email. I was like, "It's not your friend, it's you. I know who you are, and I am so happy to hear from you, and I'm ready to welcome you with open arms." Crickets.
Mhm.
Cricket
Crickets?
for a whole year.
A year?
Crickets.
What?
Yep. And
Girl,
then I think I put my phone number. I gave her my information to get in touch with me. Put my phone number, whatever, a whole year, and then she was ready at that point.
what
It's
did you
like,
do for
"Hi,
that
yes, it
year?
was me." You know.
What did you do for that year of crickets?
I mean, I told my husband because he was pretty much the only one that knew. Like,
Mhm.
when we got married, like, "Hey, this is happening." But,
Mhm.
so he's like, "Okay, let me know what I need to do." That's him. Always been him. I was like, "Okay, I don't even know what to do, but okay, we ready, right? We ready." So when I didn't hear anything, I was like, "Let's just take it slow because I don't know, you know."
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and still are very protective of, our current family. So I was like, well, I don't want to say anything to the kids until I meet her, make sure she wasn't crazy, all the things. So,
Yes.
so 1 year later, she reached back out and she invited me to her graduation, from TSU. And that was the first time that we met. So I went, she graduated with her master's, of criminal
Wow.
justice. And it was great. She looked just like me.
Yep, I
So
saw she do. My God.
all my
A
kids look just like me. Like, "Oh
copy
my god."
paste.
And it's funny, so I'm gonna go back a little bit. So when she
Mhm.
initially reached out, I took the email address and Googled it and all her stuff, Facebook or whatever the media was that was out. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she looks just like me." So I had these pictures to live off until she decided she wanted to talk, you
That's
know.
awesome.
And so when we did connect, I just said, "Hey, this is your luxury yacht. You can drive it." I'm gonna let you be in charge. I don't want to be overbearing. I also don't
Mhm.
want you to feel like I don't want the relationship, but you the captain. So, and it's
Wow.
been great.
And all the other children, they all good?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
Wow,
great.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful.
My mom great. It's been great. It really has. So,
Is
everybody in the family. It's been great.
I love it. Is she still in
Yeah.
Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay. You went to
Yeah.
Tennessee State too, right?
No, I went to Knoxville College. My
Oh,
sister
you did?
went to
Okay,
Tennessee State. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what would you say to birth mothers who may still carry guilt, grief, or unanswered questions surrounding adoption?
Birth mommies, you thinking about the child. Like, I think it's the bravest thing you can do
Mm,
to put your child first. Because whether that child is in front of you every day or whether it's not going to be, the bravest thing, that's what we do as mommies. We put our children first.
yeah.
They gonna eat before we eat. They gonna
Mhm.
have a pair of shoes before we have a pair of shoes.
Yes.
That's it. Like, and mentally sit down and say what's best for the child. Like, because a lot of people like, well, I'm not ready. It's not even about you. Because if it was about you, you wouldn't be doing what you need, to get,
Right.
where you. So
Yeah.
all the things. But that is the bravest thing you can do. Like, um, I can't say you won't. And I told her I don't regret not one decision because it had everything that she is today is everything I prayed and believed for, and that was in that letter.
Mm,
Everything. It just worked out.
mm.
So when you in those moments of more regret, not so much grief, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because we grieve due to loss, but you didn't lose. You just let somebody else borrow them.
Mm.
So
That's
they
good.
just on loan to somebody that couldn't have kids.
Mm.
You know, a deserving couple. That
Yes.
just this is their desire because there's so many women that's not their story and they just looking for a child to love.
Yes.
a family to love. So
Yes.
just the blessing that it was to her mom and father, and they are phenomenal as well.
Mhm.
Just everything. It worked out. So I feel like if it worked out for me, it'll work out for you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what when people hear the name Cassandra Ward, what do you hope they remember most?
Um, just always growing, always reinventing, um, always encouraging. And I just want to see everybody win, even if that means
Yes.
I'm always falling back, but
Mhm.
sometimes I'm not a selfish person. People
Right.
may say, "Oh, you this, you this." No, I'm not. I'm not disrespecting
Mhm.
you. I'm encouraging you. You may not
Mhm.
like how I did it, but I want your hand, and I may have to snatch you sometime, or you could just come on
And
and
come
we
on
can just walk together. But
together.
I do.
Yes.
I want to see everybody win. Like where I am today, and I'm still hurdling. But where I am today, I've always tried to bring people with. Everybody in my salon, everything that I ever done, every opportunity, I always gave opportunity to share. Even when it was time for me to, I felt it was time for me to retire. I offered it to a few of
Mm.
them. They were like, "Hey, would you like to, turn this, before, because I'm heading towards retirement, because I was just over it,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Just, and everybody declined for very good reasons, and that's fine. But
Mhm.
I had built a legacy pretty much to be taken over,
Mhm.
and when it declined, I was like, okay, that means that this is the end of the road for Pink and White, but it's a new beginning coming. So
Yes. Yes. That's
yeah.
phenomenal. So what's next for you personally, professionally, and creatively? I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. I'm gonna ask this question again, but you are the most interesting person, one of the most interesting people. I was like, I gotta talk to her because I need to know how she got to New York. So this is
Oh,
so what's next? How you liking New York? Matter of fact, you like it,
I like it. I like it.
Cassandra?
I do. I love what the opportunities that it has. You know what I mean? B- I like it. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm in love. This was my dream. This was no,
Mhm.
but I do
Mhm.
like it. I enjoy it. And me and my husband are empty nesters now because my youngest daughter is in medical school, and she actually ended up coming because
Ooh,
she did her undergrad at NYU and she's
she
at Wayne
did.
State. Yeah, yeah. So she's at Wayne
What?
State now, going into her third year medical school. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, all my kids, they're pretty great. My oldest son is a design engineer. He has his own 3D line of furniture, and he just did lampshades, and he just did drinks and design. That event that they had there. Um, Ashley and her husband, they just moved to Chicago. She's an interior designer for commercial. And Joshua, he's still, just researching his path, to see
Mhm.
where he wanna go. So everybody's
Understood.
doing great. Ashley is my, excuse me, oldest daughter.
Mhm.
She has a new job. I want to say she a project lead. I forget. I'm sorry, but because when we talk, we're girlfriends. We don't really talk about work. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I love that. I'm
I
housework.
do
We get that
too.
out the way first, and then it's like, girl,
Yes.
well, let me tell you, or what's dating? All the
Yes.
things. So I love that. But I recently graduated school for electrolysis. Um,
You
I
did?
am, yeah, I am a person. I know. Like, what you doing now?
What?
Yes, it is. Here you well, you asked what's next.
I
So,
did. Tell me, please.
I dealt with chin hair, hormonal hair since I was a teenager, and when I went through it, I was like, "Oh, this is great. I want to go help people." And that's
Mhm.
how it always starts with, "I want to go help people." So I was like,
Mhm, mhm.
"I'm going to take the education." So that's what's next. I'm working on that. That's what's next. No
Girl,
small
what?
feet.
I believe it. Oh
No
my
small feet.
gosh.
And
But I'm gonna have to
continuing in TV and film, like I'm not leaving that. Because those opportunities are there and they're great. So yeah,
that's
just
always
another
gonna
level.
be.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Well,
Yeah.
y'all heard it here. Do you want people to contact you? Because I want them to contact you.
They can follow my social media because I need followers.
Okay. We're going to post it right here. Cassandra Ward
Yay.
Beauty. Thank you so
Yes.
much for coming on, giving us something to talk about. I have thoroughly enjoyed you. And I want you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I want you to get in contact with her via her to like, share, and follow her on social media. And we will talk to you soon. Take care.